So good afternoon and welcome to the webinar on the industry-sponsored Masters by Research, a program that we started last year. So we do 2 times admissions in every year, and summer and winter, both times, or rather monsoon and spring, the official name for the semesters. So we are now at the third batch that will be starting this monsoon semester, which starts end of July, last week of July. So so just quick overview, and then we can take questions. So next slide. So the whole idea of the industry MS is a part-time MS by research, and IIIT has our flagship program, Masters. We also have an MTech program, but our flagship Masters program is the MS by Research, which is a 2-year program, minimal coursework, and they spend like almost 3/4 of the time, little less than 3/4 of the time, doing a thesis work. And most often they publish. Not necessary that they publish in any of the conferences or journals, but by and large they would publish. But it's a research work, and there's a thesis, and the thesis has to be prepared and presented and then defended to graduate. So that's the MS by research that we have had. So the dual degree MS by research. So almost 40-45% of our undergrad admission is for the dual degree program. It's a BTech and MS by research, 5-year program. So undergrad students that do 1.5 years of research work and kind of publish to graduate. So it's our flagship program in many ways. So we also have a PhD program, but our almost 75-80% of our research output comes from our MS by research program, both the master's program as well as the dual degree program. We get about 70-80 master's students, MS by research students, 2-year program, and almost 150 or so dual degree students every year. So there are more than 200 students writing thesis and publishing every year. And so that's gets us a lot of research output coming from the MS by research program. Then we have a regular PhD program as well. So next slide. So the whole idea of getting this for industry is that in most of research labs in the country, anywhere, any of the research institutions, like ISC, IITs, or any of the other leading research institutions, by and large, they finish undergrad, they do their postgrad, and then come into research, PhD, and kind of so which is fresh off the system. In very rare cases, maybe few years experience, but very, very rarely or almost never is somebody with 10-15 years experience coming into research labs. So most research labs have kind of people that are fresh off undergrad, postgrad, and then working on research problems, which is okay. They come with their own energy and such, but experience also matters, right? Somebody coming with experience brings a different perspective into the research group and the research lab. In US and Europe, it's very, very common. People work for 10-15 years and then go back to university to do research. So if you look at a research group in any of the like US or European or even some of the kind of Eastern Asian countries, universities, you will see that there's a good number of people with experience that are there. They're not all freshers. It's a mix. There'll be like freshers, there'll be people with a lot of experience, right? And such. And but in India, it's never the case. So this is something that we've been trying to do different things. And finally, we said this is one other thing we will try. We said we'll make it very, very easy for somebody from industry to come in to the program. Our normal MSB research, there's a process. They write the PG entrance exam, get selected for interview, come to the interview, and then get selected, and then they get into the MSB research. So here we said, can we make the entry very, very easy, right? And the entry is as simple as somebody with industry experience with a letter from their company can get admission. They have to be a resident of Hyderabad because all the classes are in person. So other than that, there's very little. We said, can we make it very easy? So that's the idea, so that we can get more working professionals coming in research groups. So that is the, can you call something? Call something. So that is the whole idea, the program. Next slide. So the basic structure, our normal MSB research has courses, then the thesis work. So normally we need 6 courses. For this program, we made it a little different. So we made the 4 courses are mandatory, and then there are 2 more courses. We said one course is a thesis scoping project, right? We call independent study projects. It's like a 4-credit project. They don't have to, I mean, it's not a coursework, but it's equivalent of a course. They get 4 credits equivalent. So we said we will use that project to scope the thesis. So that's the 5th course. 6th course, person can decide. You can do another project, mini project, or a micro project. or you can do a course. So that's left to the advisor. So four courses, one thesis scoping project, and the sixth one can be a course or a project. Uh, so because courses, the issue with courses is like you have to come on fixed schedule, right? Uh, two classes a week, and then labs, assignments, exams, and everything. So for a working professional course, is a little harder than a project. So we left the flexibility here, right? Four courses mandatory. The other two can be like one is definitely a project to scope the thesis, and the sixth one can be a project or a course. That's between you and the advisor. And then the main thesis work, which is like almost 60% of the overall program, uh, is the thesis work. So we will kind of spend after the courses are completed, or even as they're happening in parallel, you start working on the thesis. The assumption here is that uh, some form it connects with your domain, right, with your work day job, right, either the domain or the technology you're using or the data or such, um, so that the that amplifies and accelerates your thesis work. So what might take part-time 2, 3 years, you can finish off in 1.5 years, the thesis work. So the whole program is designed for 2.5 to 3 years, right? If you put in reasonable effort, our normal MS is 2 years. This might be 2.5 to 3 years. The first batch, we had 11 students join. So nine of them have finished the thesis scoping. And all the nine are on a path to finish off probably in 2.5 years, max 3 years. The thesis scoping is done already at the end of the second semester. In the summer, they all of them have started working on their thesis problems already, right? And they started only in the last week of July last year. So by the time they come finish 1 year, they are already like kind of at least one third into the thesis work, and so they will quite likely finish off by in 2.5 years, which is end of next year, 26. So it's designed for 2.5 to 3 years, right? And some people, if their work is busy or they travel, they can't do the courses in time. Maybe it'll take a little longer. Rather, we're designed for 2.5 to 3 years. Next slide. And the uh, so the we also said like if some company wants as a group of kind of engineers coming in, we can also do it as a companies where the problem they take up can be provided by the company, and the IP also belongs to the company. So 3, 4 people come and do the masters, and as they get their master's degree, the problem can be jointly arrived at between the company and the faculty at IIIT, who is advising those students, and can be a larger system building effort that the company can take up based on input from research. So there's an option available, not mandatory, but that's an option available. So they and so, with this brief introduction, I will pause here and take questions. The idea was to answer any questions any of you might have. Uh, I think the deck will be sent. Kaja will be sending the deck. Otherwise, it includes an FAQ. The website also has a lot of details. And but I can take questions right now. Go back to the slide. I saw some question that came up on the chat window. So I'm working as an embedded engineer in Vijayawada. Am I eligible for this program if my company allows me to manage work and course? No, we require physical presence. It's not something that you can travel and work. Uh, so physical presence in Hyderabad is mandatory. So if you relocate to Hyderabad, your residence has to be Hyderabad.
Sir, what would be the time commitment that an individual has to give?
Two courses, time commitment 15 to 20 hours a week.
20 hours a week.
Commitment through the period.
Yeah, I saw that physical presence is necessary for the first 2 semesters. What would be the hours?
15 to 20 hours a week.
No, I understand that, but would there be like specific classes? Because
Yes,
if there's, yeah, so
yes,
if there's classes in the morning, I'll have to like shift my work till after the
yes.
afternoon, right?
Absolutely. It can't be, it may be any time. We have 7 slots in a day.
Okay.
Depending on the course you took, it can be in any of those slots. Each course has 2 classes a week.
Okay, okay. And what is the like I think is the time like from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Our
somewhere between
slots
that?
start at 8:30, right? And the
Okay,
last
start.
slot is at 6 o'clock.
Okay, okay. Got it.
And it really depends on the course you pick, which slot. We offer about 120 courses each semester. So depending on
Okay.
the course you pick, it'll have its own slots.
Okay. And uh, the people who oh sorry, as far as I know that the people who joined in the last year were the first batch, right?
There are 2 batches right now, yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so that would be the second batch. Could you like tell us about like the folks from the current batches? Like what are their years of experience and like what companies they're associated with?
So it
Because
doesn't
uh,
matter. How does it matter?
Because like if there's an existing precedence in my own company, that would
We
help. Like
just send the company name. See, privacy concerns. We don't want to share that
yeah,
information. It is a mix. It's a very very predictable mix of
sure.
companies. The experience. There's some with 1 2 years experience. There's some with 8 10 years experience. The largest experience, maybe there's one with some 15 20 years also, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And so it's a mix, right? 1 year experience is mandatory. Uh,
Okay.
and otherwise it's a mix. But just send Kaja which company you're from. He can tell you if there's somebody from the company.
Yeah,
What?
I've sent him the mail. Maybe yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I can
he will
wait for
revert
that
you.
answer.
He will
Sure.
revert. Yeah.
Also, like, is it necessary for it to be a collaboration with the company? Like the
No,
company,
no.
okay, okay.
It is
So,
necessary in your interest that it is linked to the domain of your work,
okay.
right?
So,
If company can participate officially, that's good. If company
hmm,
cannot participate officially, it's okay. But it is in your interest that it's at least linked to your domain so that it can be faster. If you're going to do without link to your domain, our normal 2 year MSP research will take 4 years for you.
okay,
When it's linked to your domain, is where it will get accelerated.
okay, okay,
And company formally part of it, very good. Even if it's not, it's okay.
okay. And in both of the cases, what would be the documents required? Like,
Don't
if
worry.
there is
There's
no
just a thing, letter from the company. Later comes 1 year later.
okay,
Initially, you just need a letter from the company. That's all. HR.
okay, and that is for either way, even if collaboration is required or
No,
not,
no, there's no
right?
collaboration in the beginning. Collaboration comes much later.
Okay,
It's just an
okay,
admission in the beginning.
okay. Got it.
So, in general, how many hours on a given weekday for in-person class? Like I said, two classes, 1.5 hours each per course. So, we don't recommend anybody taking more than two courses. It's going to be very hard. So, two courses would be 4 classes, 1.5 hours each. Uh,
Okay.
uh, is it mandatory to choose the research project linked to the domain of your work? Not mandatory. Like I said, if our regular MSB research is 40 50 hours a week, is what the students invest, right? With a full time. 40 to 50 hours a week is what they would be putting in. And that takes about 2 years. When you're putting 15 to 20 hours, it'll take 4 years, right? All things being equal. So, but when the amplification will come partly by your domain, your understanding of either the problem domain or the technology domain, and the fact that your experience have some work experience, those are the accelerators, right? So, linking it to your work domain is desirable, though not mandatory. Yes, two courses for each semester. We don't encourage more than two. It's going to be very hard. One or two courses per semester. Yes. I'm on a career break. Can I join? So long as there's 1 year experience, we're okay. Currently, break or not doesn't matter. 1 year experience should have been there. If you're on a break, we will figure out the documentation required. Because normally we expect a letter from the company's HR. If you're on the break, then that may not be required. We'll waive it off. But 1 year experience is required.
Sir, so the thing is, I don't have a question related to course as such, but with the application itself. So there, I was asked to kind of mention few academic projects. Right, it's been 9 years since I've.
It's okay. The idea
So
is that, like, yeah, so whatever it is, it is. It's okay.
okay, okay, fine. Because I'm from electrical engineering background, so and since 9 years I've been in the IT. So
Absolutely okay. Not a problem at all.
fine.
Just mention whatever it was.
Okay,
The
fine.
idea is to just understand the person better.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
So, any further questions? There's a chat again. So, I'll be graduating in June 2025. Been working as a founding site for 2 years. Am I eligible? No. Uh, See, the idea was that the work experience matters. Working alongside education is okay. It's a good thing, but not for this program. 1 year experience and residency in Hyderabad are two mandatory conditions. So if you're coming fresh out of June 2025, you should write our PG entrance exam and get admission through the normal channel. When should take up the project? We'll give all that. No, go to slide 4. So there's an indicative schedule, and in terms of what happens, assuming you're doing it in 3 years, what happened in each of the, and unlike our regular students, where in the first year they may or may not use the holidays, but these students, we are encouraging them to use the holidays, right? Use the summer 3 months and the December 1 month break, use it extensively. So in effect, while it is 2.5, 3 years, which is like say even 2.5 years, while it is like for us 2.5 years is only 5 semesters, we are saying treat the summer as 2 semesters equivalent, right? So that becomes 7, and treat the 2 winters as at least half of a semester. So it becomes the 8 semesters equivalent, right? Which is part time, 4 semesters, which is what our full time job is, uh, right? A full time program. So we structuring it. So the summer term is not mentioned here. What would happen in summer, but otherwise an indicative plan is given in the slide. Proper admission is no. There's no sponsoring per se. There's nothing like self sponsoring. Uh, the idea is that like industry sponsored. The assumption being somebody working is applying. So we definitely need, if you're working somewhere, we need a letter from your company. It's not about who's paying the fees. The letter is not a sponsorship letter. The letter is saying like we are okay with this person doing the masters, right? That's the letter beyond. It's more like an NOC rather than sponsorship letter. We Who pays the fees? We're not particular about that. It can be paid by the student and reimbursed, or directly paid by the student. That we leave it to you, because the fee responsibility is yours, not the company's. We want the company to be okay with you doing your MS. So the letter is required. Can I consider term 1 as semester in this slide? Yes, the terms are semesters. Just that we used the summer terms, they won't be coursework, but summer terms can be used for the thesis work or the project. So, but yes, otherwise broadly they are semesters. So this is giving a six term plan, 3 year plan. But like I said, if the summers are used effectively, somebody could finish in 2.5 years. Summers have to be used anyway to finish in 3 years also. But if used effectively, can also be finished in 2.5 years, the whole program. Because the first batch, at least half of them will be finishing in 2.5 years. What does that indicate? Project work at company advice from Tibetan? Yeah, I mean, if companies, if company data and companies kind of IP can be used, then it is faster, right? It's also linked to your day job. We recommend it definitely be in the domain of your day job, right? So that at least that perspective comes in and will make your work faster. And if it can be directly a company's problem given by the company, we're okay if company takes the IP from the thesis work. It's faster, right? You can, it's not part of your 35, 40 hour work week also comes into the, into thesis. And also for us as research groups, while you come with a domain experience and general experience and also an understanding of a domain, well, that is good. A company coming in with their own problem is even better for us. So that's what it means saying it's desirable, not required, but desirable.
So Ramesh, these classes go on for all 5 days, 6 days, or 7 days, 3 hours
Our
per day,
class timetable is 6 days, Monday to Saturday.
and it's daily in person.
All classes are in person. So if you're taking each course, we'll have 2 classes a week.
Got it.
So for taking 2 courses, it'll be 4 classes a week.
But during the working, it's becomes very risky to attend daily in person class because a lot of things come up.
Everything comes at a price. See, the idea is that this is our regular MS. It's not an extra education program. It's our regular MS, and it's not an issue. Industry has a lot of flexibility on time.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm saying you should do this where your company has allowed you to do it. And the primary sense of allowing it, of course, they're not going to reduce your workload. The
yeah,
primary thing about allowing is to give you that flexibility. So it's only like uh, twice a week, 1.5 hours, and like it's quite possible that the class are in the morning or evening. So it's just allowing you to take that. It's like saying that as a company allowing me to go out for lunch or not. Don't see any company stops anybody from going out for lunch. You go for an extended lunch, they're okay with it. Go out for lunch 2 hours, it's fine. Something similar. You'll have to go for the class and come back.
got it.
So Ramesh also, sorry, sir. So
One
also,
second before that,
no problem.
post it on the chat so everybody sees it. 2 days a week classes or 6 days a week classes. Our schedule runs 6 days a week, right? And we offer 120 courses roughly in each semester. Each faculty offers one or two courses, one course at least, and some of them even do two in a semester, but mostly at least one. So our class schedule goes 6 days. The course you sign up. Any course that you sign up will have two classes a week. Those two classes could be on any of those 6 days. Is that clear?
Okay, so that means that we only need to attend the class 2 times in a week for a
Yes.
specific course.
Yes.
Okay, that makes it more clear now.
Okay. Each course, there are two classes a week. That's it. Simple, 1.5 hours each.
Yeah, this looks like doable, but what I was under the impression is that uh, two classes, 1.5 hours, Monday to Saturday.
No. I told no, two classes a week, not
Okay,
daily. Each course, the two classes a week. Just that when those two classes are, can be on any of those 6 days based on the
understood.
schedule. You need two of those 6 days. It won't be on the same day. Two classes on two different days. So what is the email question, Kaja? Tell me, I'll start answering. Yes, you send that privately to Kaja, he will come. Can you please connect me with any Salesforce? Yeah. So just send a message to Kaja, he'll connect somebody. We'll just take the permission and come. So he was asking, I'm confused. Answer. That's answer.
So I have another question. So what if I already know, kind of have an idea on which research lab to work with or which research project do I want to contribute to? And how do I proceed? So do I have to give an interview directly with them, or
No.
do I?
This channel have no interview, no interview required. Uh,
Okay.
so based on the application itself, we're going to select, and it's a
Okay.
conditional admission. Once you finish two courses
Mhm.
and get the thesis scope, that's when it becomes a regular admission. Which the first batch, 9 of the 11 are converting now within 9 months. They started at end of July, August, almost August, and by May first week, all of them we've triggered the conversion. So they've met both the conditions. They finished two courses and the thesis scoping is done. And
So
so the thesis scoping, which is generally advised to be done in the second semester, thesis scoping is where you decide on the problem. There's a process. We do it as an independent study project. It's a 4 credit project. Uh, the all of the batch will work with either me or somebody like me, the two, three of us. They'll work with me in the first 1.5 months. We'll arrive at a problem. Uh,
Mhm.
and then once we have arrived at the problem, then I will connect, or whoever is advising the whole batch will talk to the faculty and connect and have them work with you for the next 6, 8 weeks to build out the problem. They haven't yet confirmed taking you in as a research student, but they're going to work with you to build out the problem.
Mhm.
At the end of the semester, when they'll confirm that they're taking you as a research student. So that will be the process. That 2 month process is like an interview.
Okay. And what about the first two courses that I would take? So would
Yes,
I
that is
have
the left to
would it
you. The next two courses will be based on the advisor. First two courses you can take.
Okay, so it's completely
But
depend on my
if not, it
background.
will delay everything. So first two courses in first semester, highly advised to take only one course.
Okay.
In the second semester, you can take one course and then the thesis scoping project. In the first semester, highly advised to take only one course because it's one of the more intense academic structures in the country. And also, when you've left and been working for a few years, we are also a little out of touch with uh, the academic environment. Both ways, we're out of touch with studying on one side. On the other side, Tripality's academic load is by and large known to be heavier than almost any other institution. So better to take only one, calibrate yourself, and then next semester you can, by then you can decide to take two or more. First semester, highly advised to take only one.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That one can be broadly in your area of interest so that it won't be irrelevant to the thesis problem and the advisor will be okay. Even if most advisors very rarely suggest more than two courses related to the thesis. Even in our regular full-time students, First semester, they don't have an advisor yet. And they would have taken maybe even 3 or 4 courses.
Okay.
So in the second semester only, they'll have the advisor, and the advisor might say, okay, for the problem we are doing, you should take these 2 courses. Very rarely they'll ask for more than 2 courses.
Okay.
And Ramesh, when is going to start this program?
Semester starts last week of July, around 30th, 31st, 29th. That's when it starts.
When we say term, what is the duration?
A semester is normal semester like anywhere else. It's about 3.5.
Okay. And do we get access to the labs, research labs, and connect with faculties from the day one?
You're a regular student.
Okay.
This is not an executive education program. We also do executive education program. Those are different. This is a regular MS program. This program, when you graduate, will be as part of a regular convocation, along with all other MS students, and the degree you're getting is the exact same degree, MS Research,
Okay.
as anybody else. Our 2-year master students or even the dual degree students, undergrad students, get the same degree, MS Research. You will get the exact same degree. Just that you're not full
Is there
time and
any
not
option where we can choose more than 2 courses and complete within 2.5 years, something like that? We can
but
spend
I
the
mean, how will
duration.
you manage to get after your 50-hour work week? How will you manage to get another 40, 35, 40 hours?
No, I'm just checking the option if we can stretch and
It
do
needs approval because it's going to cause a lot of stress.
Mhm.
So beyond 2 courses, you can do, but you have to make a case and get it approved.
Okay.
Where can we check the courses available in the timetable? The courses now will come later. Don't worry about it. So that's the registration portal will open sometime in the middle of July. That's when you know the courses being offered this semester. And timetable will come only after the semester start. Timetable just before the semester start. When you register, there won't be the timetable. We have our own way of bucketing courses. So the things that are likely to be overlapping are kept on different time slots. So, but timetable won't be announced. The list of courses will be announced. You can register. Timetable will come just before the start of the semester. Yes, please do. Any further questions, feel free to write to Kaja. And we'll be having at least 2 or 3 more webinars. Most welcome to join the next one also. But otherwise, any specific questions, please feel free to write to Kaja. But yeah, we can take maybe one more question. For the last slide with the email ID. So good. So thank you so much. Thanks for the interest. And we're looking forward to having all of you, if not all of you, many of you apply. And I said our selection criteria is very simple. At least in the first few years, we will only be looking for 1 year experience in the tech industry. Even the undergrad background doesn't matter as much, but work in the tech industry is important. And the second thing is they should be a resident of Hyderabad. 2 conditions only. And then it's a conditional admission. And then based on the performance in the 2 courses and the thesis scoping getting completed, not performance, based on completing 2 courses and the thesis scoping completed, the admission gets kind of converted to regular admission. Till then, it's a conditional admission. So it's a simple process. Like all the others, kind of get selected and then do courses. Here, you're getting a conditional admission and doing courses, and then it'll get converted to regular admission after 2 semesters. So, so looking forward to having all of you kind of consider and apply. And so thank you and all the very best. Any further questions, please reach out to Kaja or reach out to me or anybody else you may know in Triple they will be able to answer or they'll just forward to one of us. But most welcome to reach out to Kaja and me. My email ID is on the website, ramesh.loganathan@triple-it.ac.in. So thank you and all the best.
Thank you, everyone.